Okay, once again, I'm gonna start filming something after I already started it, and hopefully the sun won't be so terrible. My windshield wiper's always been sitting up in the air, not like that. And I've been asked about it, and it's like, well, you know, these things have a master spline on them, they can only go one way. A lot of these things don't. They're just fine threads, you can put them wherever you want. But this thing, they have to be right there. So somewhere in the linkage down inside here, something is amiss. Is surely, and excuse me while I call you Shirley, surely they did not come that way from the factory. They should be laying down closer to the bottom of the windshield. So I'm going to pop my nose in here and pull that panel, see if I can figure it out, what kind of linkage deal there is. So I mean, this comes off of here, and there's a few screws around in here somewhere, and you gotta kind of reach down in there. I'll get that off of there, and that's basically it. That trim and some screws, and we'll get that out of there and get a look at the linkage and see what we can do here. So there's generally a screw here, another on the other side. It's supposed to be. These little end pieces have screws that are right down this corner. I think once you take that one screw out, they fit up under there, they come right out. And then somewhere you'll see these little holes. I believe that's where those screws are. We got to close the hood to get to those. So let's take a look at that. Alright, I hope that's in focus. These little round holes. There's one there, there's one there. One there, one there, and I get to them by climbing up on the tire. If you're long enough, you can reach over. I think I got those. I'm gonna get that one. Gotta close the hood to get to the corner screws. Get these off of here, because I'm gonna, like an idiot, I'm gonna open the hood and forget they're there. I don't recall if I have to open the hood to get this center piece out. I also like to have a magnet handy, which I don't at the moment. So those come out like that. See that? Is that focused? Hope so. Down there too. Okay. So, two screws down the end as well. Underneath there. And the long ones go at the edge, as you can see, and the short ones are everywhere else. Okay, so that's about ready to come out of there. Just get them on the other side. Okay, that lifts out of there. You got to watch how the edges kind of stick back over the edges over there, stick on the hinges. And then there's the windshield washer tube right here, which is going to take two hands to pop that off of there. And then I'll get this out of here. I'll get some air over here and blow all these leaves out of here to start with. So that's what I got at the moment. Bounces back. And that's what it looks like down here. So I gotta figure. Besides the fact that that front one looks like it's wore out pretty good. It looks like I gotta move that arm one way or the other. I gotta get it to quit bouncing. It comes back up. Alright, let's loosen some of that up and see what happens. Alright, so the first thing I do is spray some PB blaster down there. In this case, you gotta be careful. These are 10mm. You don't want to break them. I moved the bottom, that lever over. You can see where the studs are. They're mounted on that bottom rod, so I slid them over a little bit, which will bring this over a bit. However, it's still bouncing back. So what I'm thinking is that this bracket is in the wrong place. It's going a little too far. I don't know what it looks like, that's threaded, infinite threads, like the thingy here. I don't remember if I've changed that wiper motor. It's possible that wiper motor has been changed and that lever is clocked just a little bit too far down. So I'm going to try to pull it off of there and see if it'll adjust on that shaft. I don't know what that looks like. I'll have to figure that out and see if I can bring that lever back just a little bit, so when this thing gets to the end it just stops, because as it gets there and pushes this way, it's pushing those shafts back up. So I want them to come down and stay. And if I fix that, chances are that linkage is probably correct. So I'm going to leave that one adjusted right now and then see if I can adjust that. Hopefully that forward one will be correct then, and the back one I'll have to put back the way it was. That's the theory. Let's see what happens. Alright, so you put 13mm wrench on there, that's a nut. And you start to move it, it's going to move that arm back. So what I did was smack it. I put it on there and give it a little smack. I always use the proper tools, just don't tell anybody. Smacked it like that, and it broke it loose. So now that nut's loose. And now I'm going to loosen it up a little bit and grab my magnet just in case. What did I say? I want to bring it up just a little bit. So if I pop it off of there and bring the lever up just to here, I'm pretty sure that's the case. I'm pretty sure it's got fine threads on it. Let me grab my magnet just in case, and I drop that nut. Climb up on this tire, look down in there, and see if I can pull that off. Okay, before I yank that off of there, I'm correct. You can see that focuses on that. Those are fine threads down there. It's like this bracket has got a little cone shape to it. So my theory is correct. Too bad I'm running out of light. If I can just get this, I popped it off with the big screwdriver is what I did. I just want to get that up a little bit. Alright, I can see the threads really good. And then just bring this up a little bit. I gotta bring it up a little bit. I'm just gonna take both hands, hold on. Alright, so I held on to it. I've tightened that nut up just basically hand tight. That's basically the position, how much I moved it up. Now I'm gonna go ahead and run it and see what this is going to end up being a trial and error kind of thing. Alright, try this again. Still bouncing just a hair. But I don't think it bounces as much. So I'm going to tweak it a little bit more and see what happens. I believe that's close enough. Alright, now it's just a matter of lining those up all the way over. I'm going to have to bring the arms over. But right at the moment, that looks good. That travels good. I'm going to have to tighten that nut up by holding onto that rod. I'm going to have to wait till tomorrow because I am currently painting my windshield wiper arms, all three of them. I'll probably put them inside. I think I'm gonna leave that till tomorrow. I'll tighten this thing up. Then I have to determine where those things are gonna lie on the windshield. So hopefully it won't rain tomorrow. I won't need my windshield wipers. I gotta clean all this up anyway. Alright, it's looking good. Oh, nice, it's right up where I can get at it. Alright, looking good. Okay, so the final thing, final adjustments. I hope that's not, can't see if that's blurry or not. I put the arm on it, sort of. It's not quite down all the way and it's not quite right and really good, but when I'm loosening those two nuts up, this was sticking down a little too much, so I loosened it up, moved it to where I want it, and I'm just going to basically tweak it, put the windshield wiper arms on there and where they're going to go, and then tweak it where it needs to be, and before I put the cover back on here, and that should be the end of that. Okay, it's a bit of a compromise. I gotta admit, I actually took the nut back off because it still had a bit of a bounce. So I moved that up just a tiny hair again, maybe one more thread. Put the blades on. Oh yeah, what do you want? Thanks, squirrel. And then put the, yeah, and then kept reaching in and putting on the first, you know, mist till it pops. And just tweak these to get these arms. So you'll see where this one comes up to here. No bounce. The other one comes all the way across there. So this is far enough. In order to get it farther, and then I got to bring the blade up. So I like them better down there. Never had them that far down. This is looking good. So there you go. So first you want to get rid of the bounce if it's got it. So my arms were way up here. Been that way for the whole time I've had it. 138,000 miles worth. So there's the nut down there. Pop that off. In fact, you just take that nut out to the edge. You don't have to take it all the way off. I use a screwdriver in here. Popped it loose. You can bring this up by hand. So I got it towards horizontal, popped it loose, and then brought it up just a little bit. Did that probably actually 3 times to get it where it does not bounce anymore. It comes down and stays. If it's bouncing, that means it's too far down. It's going down and starting to move back up again. So now that's as far down as these are going to go. So when I put the plastic in there, it's not going to hit them. That should be good to go. Got them all nice and painted. Make sure you put your windshield washer tube back on there, and let's put it back together and see how it looks. Quick little detail on getting these off. I'm just using a big screwdriver. Twist that little sucker. It's going to come up. You bring that up, and if it don't come off all the way, once it's up and unloaded, it'll should pop up a little more. And it'll pop right off of there. Okay, maybe this is one of the reasons I had it up. See this? I'm bouncing on these little thingies in here now, trying to come down. So I'm gonna go ahead and flip that up. I'm gonna run it and make sure that one doesn't interfere with anything. If that's good, I'm gonna come back here and grind these back off because I like where those things are gonna be. And maybe that's one of the reasons they put them up so high. But I think it's better if I clear that. Just a reminder, the 2 long screws go on the outside, and there's 3 little short screws that go in the middle. What's the worst that could happen, huh? Let's watch that other one. Swell. It's hitting over here, just barely. Oh, jeez. I mean, I have to pick it up. I'm gonna have to pick that one up. Yeah, it's not bad. This thing would stay where it belongs, but I got it screwed down here, but it's loose here. I'm thinking about running some black silicone in there to keep that down there. Yeah, that might be all right, but there's nothing holding that down except this piece. You tighten that up, it brings this up a little bit. I'm gonna have to see if I can bring that up just a teeny hair. Yep. This one. Just a teeny hair. Looks like I'm gonna have to adjust both of them just a little bit. Ay, caramba. So this may have something to do with it. I discovered there's another screw hole down here. Huh. But there's one on the other side too. Let's go look. Alright, sure enough. Looks like a couple of countersunk screws are supposed to be there. Mine did not have. Hate that. But you can see how close that is. I'm going to go ahead and bring that up just a wee bit. Find some screws for those. And with that combination, hopefully that'll be it. Alright, all I can say is, geez, this is completely on me. This is falling into the trap of, well, that's why I took it apart, so that's why I put it back together. It's kind of obvious. Not only that, there's another missing right there. Oh, stand by. And there's another missing one over here. So I got some screws for that. So I got to make sure I put all those in there once I get this thing tweaked a little bit more back where it's supposed to be. It's one thing about working on old beasts, you know, there's no telling how much stuff's been left off them over the years. Does it matter? Probably not. This, I don't know, it's 29 years old. I don't know how long those things been missing, but we'll get them back in there. I hate missing hardware. Okay, well, it's better than it was. It's about as low as I can get it. You see how close it is over there. Close it is right here. It is right off the top of that. So that's how we're gonna go. Don't mind that at all. Finally. Sheesh. So don't forget all those screws. Don't forget to hook up your windshield washer line, and don't forget to put that seal back on like I was about to do. Pushes right on there. Alright, that should wrap this one up. Tighten that up just a little bit. Alright, until next time.